Four upper body Egyptian dance moves that you are going to love. They're staple, they're traditional, they're full of flavor, soulful, and so much pleasurable to the dancer. Here's the theme of this free class that I'm pretty sure you are going to love and use a lot. Now, let me tell you one thing. Egyptian dance doesn't have to be complicated, but it has its rules, principles, and purpose. And above all, it must be soulful, heart-centered, and full of flavor. And that's exactly what you're going to get in this free class. Now, before I show you the moves and how to execute them and bring them together with music, let me invite you to subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so yet, click on subscribe. Don't forget to turn the notifications bell button on if you want to be warned of future classes like this, lectures, and so much more. And last but not least, I will invite you to join our free and fabulous Joana Saahirah's World newsletter if you're interested in authentic Egyptian dance and self-empowerment. The real deal. If you're interested in it, join our newsletter, get exclusive access to inspirations I only share with our community, get access to our news, special offers, and gifts. You are going to find the link to join us in the description box below this video. Now that I got the protocol out of the way, let me dive into the class. If you don't know me yet, my name is Joana Saahirah. I'm a world-renowned Oriental dancer, teacher, choreographer, and author. I am the creator of the pioneering Joana Saahirah's World and online dance school, and I'm also the creator and host of the Oriental Cafe podcast. Everything started in Egypt for me, but from Egypt, I traveled the world teaching, performing, lecturing, observing, and seeing what was lacking in the field of Egyptian dance. And one of the things I noticed was a lack of flavor, a lack of personality, a lack of juice. Movements and steps were being taught and practiced dry, making dances look and feel like machines. That is not the Egyptian dance I know and love so dearly. So the movements I'm going to teach you right now must be full of everything that makes you you. Full of your personality, of your taste, of your feeling, of your soul. Movement number one. We are going to do a very common upper body move that is called the chest drop. Now notice that I said chest drop. I did not say chest lift and fall or chest going upward and going downward. I said chest drop. Why am I stressing the word drop? Because a lot of dances do not work with gravity. They don't drop their chest. They force it back up or down. They are in constant tension, constant struggle, and that's not what we want in this move. The preparation for the chest drop is the lifting of your sternum. So you're going to feel the bone that is right here in the middle of your chest, and you're going to pull that bone up. You can imagine there is a string, and that string is going to be pulled up, and then you're going to cut the string, and the chest is going to fall, free fall. Again, you don't have to push it down. You have to allow it to drop. Use the weight of your chest for the movement. That's what I call working with gravity, which is essential if you want to understand authentic Egyptian dance. So we're going to pull it up in preparation, and it's going to drop with its own weight. Prepare and drop. Prepare and drop. Prepare and drop. Prepare and drop. Now notice that although the movement is most visible in the drop, what ignites it is the lifting. So in the preparation of the movement is the beginning of the movement. You cannot drop the chest if it's already down. So we gotta ignite the movement and then cause the movement that you are going to see. All right, this is very common in Egyptian dance technique. We see the result of something else that is happening somewhere else. This is why you need to study technique. So for me to get a beautiful drop, I have to prepare by doing a beautiful lift. Then I drop. This is the first move. The second upper body movement I'm going to teach you is once again a very common and very beautiful movement, but it usually lacks the flavor and the sensuality that we need to see in Egyptian dance, and that's the shoulder roll or shoulder circle. Now, I am going to do an inverted shoulder roll, which means when one shoulder is moving forward, the other one is moving back, and vice versa. So we're going to work like this in an inverted way, all right? I am also going to visualize a circle. My students know I don't like copycats, and when I teach them technique, I teach them technique from the inside out using geometric patterns. So let's start digging into it. You're going to visualize, you're going to imagine a circle that you're going to draw with your shoulder, and you're going to draw it back, all right? So I'm going to imagine that circle that I'm drawing with my shoulder going back. And notice that it goes up and then it goes down. Once again, I gotta work with gravity. Otherwise, this is what will happen. We're gonna go up in tension, and instead of relaxing and having a heart-opening, sensual move, we are going to have a very tense, almost hurtful move. We don't want that. So remember, we work with gravity. It goes up, but then I allow it to come down. I'm not dropping it drastically in one shot as I do with the chest drop, but I am allowing the weight to bring it down. So we're going to roll our shoulders like this in an inverted way. When one is going forward, the other one is back, and vice versa, going up and down, up and down, up and down. And remember to enjoy the relaxation when you come down. Don't hide your pleasure. This is one of the first self-sabotage tactics that I see dancers doing. And I mean dancers of all levels, even professionals do this. Instead of allowing themselves to go into the pleasure the movement is providing, they stop themselves on their tracks. For many reasons I'm not going to get into, they don't allow themselves to feel the pleasure, the physical pleasure the movement is providing. This is a big mistake. So allow yourself to enjoy the pleasure the movement provides, okay? There is no shame in it. Shame is stealing, bad-mouthing, hurting other people, killing, destroying. That's shameful. Enjoying yourself in your body, that's wonderful. All right? So clean your head, get all of those monkeys out of your head, and enjoy yourself. The world is not going to end. Okay? I promise you. Third upper body movement that we're going to introduce is a head slide. And once again, what you see is not what you get. What causes the movement is different from what you see from the movement. Let me explain. We think of a head slide as something that we do with our head. It's called head slide, right? And in fact, when you see the movement, it's the head that you're going to see. It's the head that is moving. But what's igniting the movement is not the head, it's the chin. All right? Again, here's the importance of learning correct Egyptian dance technique. It looks simple, it's not that simple or overcomplicated. It has its rules and principles, and you need to learn them. So this is not a head slide. This is me moving my head. This is a head slide. And this is me moving my chin. You're going to pull your chin to the right and then to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left. And this is a head slide, something that you will see a lot in ballet dance and in ballet women when they talk in the street, when they're fighting or celebrating or just having a good time. أيوة يا بنت، ازيك؟ سلام عليكم يا حلوة، صباح الفل. Of course, as it happens with many movements that we see in Egyptian dance, we import information from the real life of real people in Egypt. Here's one of the colloquial gestures that we have imported into the dance. Fourth and last upper body move for this short class. It's one that I call a layered movement. What is a layered movement? When you layer more than one movement upon another in the same area of the body. It's not a coordination. It's a layered movement. I have different layers of movement happening simultaneously in the same body area. What is the first layer of this layered movement? It's a soft wrist circle. All right. So I'm going to think of the wrist, although what you see is the hand. See, here we go again. What ignites the movement is the wrist. What you see is the hand. I am going to ignite circles with my wrist, perfect circles from the inside out, from the inside out. Notice I have my basic hand position here. My hands are relaxed and the wrist circles must be tender. They must be loving. They must be very relaxed and soft and feminine. One of the biggest challenges of learning Egyptian dance is not learning the movements per se. It's learning how to do those movements. There is enormous difficulty for most of us, myself included, to tap into the kind of femininity and softness and heart that Egyptian dance requires. That's a lifelong job, and one of the challenges that ends up changing you and changing your life. I assure you, it has changed mine, so I know what I'm speaking about. So instead of just moving mechanically, dryly, I want you to get all your tenderness, all your warmth. In Arabic, we call it hanan. There is a beautiful Egyptian word that is hanan, yani, roughly translated, tenderness, softness, warmth, an embrace, a warm embrace. So imagine that all of that beautiful, loving energy is in your hands, and draw circles with your wrists. This is the first layer of our last movement. The second layer is a cross. That's an arms cross that goes from the face all the way down. This is a cross from the face all the way down. I cross my arms in front of my face, almost like hiding, retreating, going back in, and then I go down. I am going to layer the cross upon the wrist circle, so it's going to look like this. Exactly. Here's the wrist circle, and here's the cross. They're working together, all right? This is the layered movement we're gonna go for. So movement number one, let's revise it quickly. Chest drop. Movement number two, inverted shoulder roll or circle. Movement number three, head slide, ballet style. Movement number four, the layered movement of wrist circles with arms cross. Now it's time for me and you to do it with music, but before we do, let me give you a little bit of guidance on how to execute this and every other movement and step in Egyptian dance. Three basic rules that I swear by. Three basic rules that if you follow them will change your dance drastically for the better. Rule number one, work with the music. There is no such a thing as the dancer here and the music there. So make sure you know the music you're listening to, make sure you feel it, and make sure you're constantly relating to it. The movement, steps, and postures you use must answer the music. They don't exist independently. They're not there by themselves. They're answering, they're synchronized with the music in strict, literal, and metaphorical ways. So work with the music. The second thing you must have in consideration is to feel what you're doing. This is one of the biggest mistakes and tendencies of what I see today in Egyptian dance, in Egypt and abroad. Dancers have lost track of their heart. They have lost track of feeling. They don't feel anymore. They have become movement machines, dry, competitive, aggressive, ego-oriented, vanity-oriented, machine-like. That is not the Egyptian dance I learned. That is not the Egyptian dance I practiced in so many years of work in Egypt and around the world. And that is definitely not the Egyptian dance that is going to change you from within. You need to be connected with your heart and feel the music, the movement, and the moment. Write this down. Third and last tip for this class. You need to express yourself. Remember that Egyptian dance is a language that allows us to express our soul. The things you cannot express through words, Egyptian dance will manage to express. So allow yourself to bring whatever is within to come to the surface. Use the music, interpret the music, allow the movements, the steps, and the postures to speak for you in a truthful, vulnerable, and powerful way. Now, let's dive into the stitching of these movements. Let's see how they look when they're coming together with a cool Saidi piece. Are you ready? Follow me. That was wonderful, or what? I loved this class. The question is, did you like it? If you liked it, share it with your dance peeps. Drop a comment in the comments area and tell me what kind of dance classes you would like to see in my channel. From the wide spectrum of Egyptian Oriental and Folkloric dance, what would you like me to teach you here? Drop your comment in the comments area, and once more, don't forget to join our newsletter, to subscribe to this channel, and to join the waiting list for the upcoming edition of Joana Saahirah's signature course, Authentic Egyptian Dance and Self-Empowerment from the ABC to Mastery. This is my masterpiece. It is my unique pioneering method. What you're going to learn in this course, you will not find anywhere. I'm not saying it is the best Egyptian dance course in the world, but I'm also not saying it's not. You gotta come and check it for yourself. Find the link to join the waiting list for this incredible journey in the description box below this video. I love you. I will see you and dance with you soon. Mwah.